Okay, continuing episode 47, Radiation, Physics in Necrotic World, Season 3, work done. Sorry, I just had to quickly do something. Right, where was I? Honesty at the heart. The conscience of systems should be explored, because all is perception, and it really does leave a positive or negative, whatever you want, a dent in the system, depending on the involved connections between nodes. We should be curious, especially where others think it is a dead end. It's not phony baloney. There's no path that has no value. The tomb is a physical artifact with a spiritual presence that quite frankly doesn't need one, because its presence transcends mere mortal understanding. It's a fact, right? If it's beyond us, it's beyond us, right? It's like the nominal world thing. Beyond direct comprehension is the same as beyond direct comprehension, according to Immanuel Kant. I mean, he's a great philosopher. I totally recommend. But yeah. And David Hume, did I tell you this? You know, for my RS GCSE last year, we did ours a year earlier for some reason. And I made a bet that I would... So basically, I said that I'd put David Hume's quote, "Life of man has no greater importance to the universe than that of an oyster," in like every other paragraph. So in every other paragraph. What is going on today? I'm really... Okay, let me just finish this. Yeah, so people don't have graves anymore because an end simply opens up 4 possible paths towards a death node, then connects to more in the afterlife, or I mean, if you believe in an afterlife, that is. A grave is an end point, but with perception, it could potentially form a start, you know? You know, this reminds me of something I wrote in my history essay question. Quotation marks. When attention is brought to problems, it allows society to develop new methods of understanding beyond what the past could ever imagine. Quotation marks ending. So perception creates reality. Observing a system changes it. It no longer is the same. There's just so much more to science, to life, than a rule and scales. You can only see the truth when you get into the system, like when you open the lid of the box with the Schrödinger's cat. There was this... When I was in year 7 or year 8, I don't quite remember, there was this girl in year 9 or year 10 or year 11, and I was looking around the library, and I was like, surely there must be something, because I was really interested in physics, like, it really interested me, but I was looking for something that was more, how do I say this, on a more philosophically quantum scale sort of thing. Obviously I didn't find it, but there was this girl who told me about Schrödinger. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like, obviously, my generation, I say my generation, but I'm pretty sure other people's experience would be different from mine. From my childhood, I didn't really have that much technology. We had like these old computers, but like that was about it. And I had the television, in which I watched like all those old those TV shows, like Peppa Pig and all that, which was nice. But I didn't really know about Schrödinger's cat and all this. I only ever knew it since then. So she wrote it down on a piece of paper and gave it to me. So I still have the piece of paper. It's really cute. Of her. Yeah. So that inspired me a bit. I don't know why I just randomly remembered that. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Back to... Why can't the cat be alive and dead? Well, it can. It very much can. It can have multiple paths open. These paths can coexist. Although not very likely, they really can. Just because normally the path to the node of life is blocked, the path to the node of death is open, and vice versa is true, doesn't mean every system has this level of perceived normality. Normal is delusional, okay? You can't be normal. There is no normal. Because everyone's different. Everything is just different. Every system is different. Normality is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous expectation. It's unrealistic. It's not going to happen ever. Why would you want to be normal? Quotation marks. Severe quotation marks. Yeah, no one would want to be normal. You want to be you, right? Right? I mean, I think that's right. I don't know. Systems. Wait, hang on. Just because something isn't visible as impossible to you, doesn't mean that it can't be. Systems are alive and chaotic and have their own rules. And a fingerprint that shows you, yep, that's the right one. But that doesn't mean space between the nodes is always empty. It means it's throbbing with possibilities. More so than we can ever imagine. And that's the beauty of it all. Systems can, and ultimately will, move beyond our expectations. We just have to deal with it and take care. But the dead or alive, true or false, etc., binary stuff. The binary states, the binary flipping of states, is part of... What is on? Okay, I'm just a bit confused. Yeah, well, I'll come. No worries, I'll come into like 2 minutes. Let me just. Yeah, I will just. This is a long episode. Episode 47. Very long episode. No, it's not that long. Long is relative, right? Okay, let me just. Okay. Focus. Binary is part of the framework. Like, you know that simple baryonic matter is the basis for perceived complexity, right? So, sorry, I'm just tired now. It's the two nodes, point A and B, on the circumference of the circle. The connections are between the nodes of life. For example, life is point A, per se, and death being point B. And the detours can be neither, point C, etc., etc., or both, point D, etc., 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 blah, 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 blah. The circle represents a system, and that works. It works. The framework works. You know what I have? I mean, you don't know what I have. I'm doing this new information. I have a GeoGebra book in which I've collected thoughts like this so far, with some graphs and spreadsheets and all that. Yeah. But what I really needed was a way to communicate in a structured way. So that's why I have this podcast, right? I have experience. I mean, you want to know a bit about me, so I have experience running marine biology sessions and tutoring and have multiple systemic analysis apps, but I think this podcast will be a culmination of what it means to be Rimona. So I want to at least salvage some scraps from the zombies. Like, obviously, zombies, please don't steal my podcast. Don't steal my efforts. I just try hard. Yeah. So I'll salvage some scraps every so often to put into this podcast. I mean, everything is hot. Every zombie is a hot zombie. I don't mean in a sexually attractive way. I just mean as in, it's warmer than absolute zero for sure. Remember we talked about the spectrum of how hot things can be? Well, something can be relatively hotter or colder than others. It's a superlative. It's a language thing. English language thing. I mean, French language? In Asian language? Any language? It's a language thing. As in how language is created. Linguistics. It's a linguistics thing. Yeah. Every caterpillar is already cooked, technically, by electromagnetic waves. Let's do the textbook. Well, I say textbook, but it's me explaining, so it's not really textbook. Let's investigate thermal radiation. The independent variable is color. Independent variables go in the x-axis and the dependent variable goes in the y-axis. The dependent variable in this case is temperature. So what we need to do is set up like 4 flasks that are painted black, grey, white and silver respectively. Like the Leslie cube from the previous episode, we mostly fill them up with hot water. Well, you fill them up as much as you can without overflowing. With hot water, I mean the same amount for each. You want a control variable. You figure out your control variables for this experiment. I'm sure you can get that. Like the Leslie cube, you fill them up with hot water from the electric kettle. You know the electric kettle, hopefully the one without the caterpillar cadaver on it. No caterpillar cadavers. It's a great analogy, but like, no, that's disgusting. Yeah. Or you could also boil it on a gas stove, like that works as well. But wear oven gloves to avoid burning. I mean, come on, you don't want to burn your hands. I'm assuming you don't want to burn your hands. Don't burn your hands, yeah? Make sure it's the same initial temperature. Use a thermometer. Check for that same temperature thing for each flask, because the initial temperature needs to be the same. Record the starting temperature, the initial temperature, that should be the same. Record in regular intervals your results. You might want to get 3 extra sets of eyes and hands, and maybe people with a good hand-eye coordination. I mean, I don't know how you'd measure that, but good luck. So you can check simultaneously at the same time. So record every 30 seconds for 10 minutes. The color, the surface area, and temperature impact the intensity and wavelength of the infrared radiation, or, I mean, any radiation for that matter. Yeah, that's radiation. How does truth radiate in systems? That's the question. Yeah. There was one more thing I was going to say. Wait, hang on. Let me just go get it. I wrote it on a post-it note somewhere. Let me find it. Wait, hang on. It was a quote by somebody. I wrote it somewhere. I feel like I should start planning episodes, so I waste less time. Yeah, it was by Pauli, Pauli. I came to recognize the objective nature of these dreams or fantasies. Yeah, this was Wolfgang Pauli. I came to recognize the objective nature of these dreams or fantasies. Yeah. Radiation. You know, some topics make you feel like you've lost something. This is one of those topics. I feel like this is the sort of topic that makes you think, what have I been doing in my life? I mean, sure, I've not lived that long, but what has been going on? Anyways, how does truth radiate in systems? Yeah, have a think about that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. See you next time at physics. Oh wait, hang on. I also need to combine the other part of this episode. This is a long episode in comparison to the others. Yeah. Hopefully not too disappointing. Yeah. It's a shame. All I want to do is hear the music. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking and I'm just like, all is perception, all is subjective. And in the end, you guys are strangers. Unless if you get to know me. Unless if I get to know you. I mean, can I do science communication? Am I just reaching too far? I don't know. I think I can do this. I think. Just keep trying. Yeah, if you guys want to read my GeoGebra work, you can do that. It's public. Maybe I'll get a website next year or something. But yeah, thanks for joining me on this podcast. Next episodes, I will get back solidly onto your GCSE stuff. Definitely. Well, more or less. I did cover radiation though, so no worries. I covered it. Yeah, thanks. This is Rimona Christian. See you next time at Physics in Necrotic World. This is your host, Rimona Christian, R out.